Delaware State's defense could potentially lead them to a Celebration Bowl this year. This year. Now, of course, there are a lot of variables, right? We know they lost their star running back, Sivion Wilkerson, to a Power 5 school. He's now with West Virginia. Almost ended up at Jackson State, but he's at West Virginia now. He was the top running back in the MEAC. He's gone. But defensively, Delaware State is one of the best. Delaware State secondary, who were a duo, right? Now it's a trio with this guy who I'm going to talk about that they just added. They're one of the top in HBCU football. I already said before this kid who I'm going to talk about, before he even got there, I said they were a top three DB tandem in HBCU football. They're definitely top 2 now. They got to be. Right? And this kid goes by the name of Nasir Clark. He's who I'm talking about. And he comes from Eastern Carolina University. He's young, right? He's going into his sophomore season. But please do not let that fool you. Now, Nasir Clark is 6'2", 153 pounds. He's bigger by now, for sure. That was just when he was coming out of high school, right? And he plays DB. And he's from Irvington, New Jersey. Now, when he got to Eastern Carolina in his freshman season, he only played in one game, right? And then after that, you only play in one game. You don't exceed the 4-game limit. That really does count as a red shirt. So I'm pretty sure he has a red shirt on top of that. But he was able to get some in-game experience. But let me tell you this. If you watched my video on Delaware State's duo already before Mr. Clark got there, you would know Ramel Harris-Freeman and Asias Guthrie are already 2 dangerous individuals in that secondary. You would know that. And you would know that when it comes down to them in South Carolina State, it's going to be either one of them representing the MEAC in the Celebration Bowl. And that's no disrespect to any other MEAC school, but it's going to be them two. They were 28 points away from being in the Celebration Bowl instead of South Carolina State. 28 points. A 6-point loss here, a 6-point loss here. Like all these one-possession losses. And that's the only thing that kept them from being in the Celebration Bowl. Now that they have Asias, who led the MEAC in picks, coming back. Now that they have Mr. Ramel Harris-Freeman, who has the prototypical size to be a cornerback at the DB at the next level, being 6'4", 205 pounds. Now that he's back, he's only a redshirt sophomore. Now that Mr. Nasir Clark has a year of experience under his belt coming from Eastern Carolina University, an FBS school. Now that he's here, it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous. When they come to Orangeburg next season, I have to be at that game because to me, somebody, whoever emerges as the winner out of that game is going to represent the MEAC because the MEAC is a dog-eat-dog conference. So South Carolina State being the favorites, they can still lose. They can still lose. And with Mr. Nasir, he specializes in bump and run coverage. One-on-one coverage, that's him all day. Same thing with the size. That's why he gets the picks. Ramel is going to provide great help, right? With whoever they need to double team. So, like for instance, when they play South Carolina State, and Ramel is on one side and Nasir is on the other, and then you got Asias with his ball hawking self lurking. It's like pick your poison. Who do you want? It's either going to be South Carolina State or Delaware State representing the MEAC in the Celebration Bowl in Atlanta. And I'm going to tell you this. When they come to Orangeburg, I forgot what the date of that game, but when they come down to Orangeburg, which I'm going to have to be at that game, it's going to be the deciding factor. It's going to be the deciding factor. And with Ramel being already 6'4", 205 pounds, and Asias leading the MEAC in picks, Ramel being top 4 in picks in the MEAC as well. Then you add Mr. Nasir Clark from the FBS. They're dangerous. They're dangerous. That's not it. And that's not it. They've added guys for that front 7 as well. Y'all. I guess the point of this video is to just tell y'all to pay attention to Delaware State. Pay attention to the MEAC in general, but pay attention to Delaware State. Because these dudes is coming next year. They're motivated. They know how close they were. They were 28 points away. They might. It's still South Carolina State for me. I said that, and I'm going to live by it. But they going to come real close. If it ain't South Carolina State, it's going to be Delaware State. And that's all I have to say on that. Thank y'all so much for watching the CFL podcast. I go by the name of Kobe, and I'm out. Peace.